got to talk about the big doom in the room. What were your thoughts on that end credit
Not
scene?
happy with it
Is
actually.
it also?
It was it was so quick, and it was a whole lot of nothing. Obviously, it's a great tease, sure. Well, it's not like we didn't know that Doom existed in general. It's not like we didn't know Doomsday was coming. So it's like, if put it this way, if Doomsday the movie and Secret Wars for that matter was not announced, this would have been mind blowing. I would have went nuts in the theater seeing Doctor Doom in a quick like 3 second teaser end credit thing. But the fact that we already know everything that's going on, for them to show some man crouched, with his little hood, and he's kind of holding his mask there, I'm just like, okay, cool. Any dialogue? Anything going on? Bueller? Bueller? Like, seriously, that's it? That's all we get? And then, not to mention, the end credit scene was nothing. But the Doctor Doom thing was
Not
the most important part. It it was disappointing. Like, I remember there was one end credit scene. I want to say it was one of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, but I can't remember if I'm right on that or not. Um, there was an end credit scene where they literally had dialogue between Sam Wilson and Captain America, and this was like the moment when they were on the run during Civil War, and they were like, "Oh, I think we have someone that can help out with our situation." Like, they have this whole, like, it was a good like
it
three
didn't.
4 minute dialogue between each other. That's something that I want to see. That's an end credit to
They
me.
went to Wakanda.
It Wakanda when they were talking about Black Panther. I can't remember
They
the
no no
connections
no no
anymore.
no no. This was before Black Panther
Okay,
because it had
okay,
the drum beats. It
okay,
was like,
okay, okay.
ooh,
Yeah,
black people.
yeah. But yeah, I those are the type of things that I want. Like, either it could be a teaser from a movie that's, Doomsday is already being filmed, partially. So you could have at least thrown like a scene in there from Doomsday, some sort of dialogue between Doom and Sue, maybe anything. But like, you did absolutely nothing to hype me up, because you didn't show me anything that I don't already know. So I wasn't happy with it.
I think this is the first time we're going to agree on something. I hated that end scene with all my heart. I hated the mid credit scenes. I hated all the scenes with all my heart and all my soul. And I said this to a Marvel executive: just get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Stop doing them.
We already know. Just stop doing them. I feel this way. I'm sitting through Fantastic Four. I'm enjoying Fantastic Four, just any movie in general. I'm sitting there. The movie ends. I want to be in that world. What you just created, what I just watched, okay, let me live there. You showing me, even if it's Doctor Doom, that means to me, ignore everything that just happened. Focus on this right now. Doctor Doom's coming. My brain goes to Doctor Doom as opposed to staying within the world of Fantastic Four. What makes it
It's
even
very
more
true.
ridiculous to me is we have an entire plan. You told me exactly what's going to happen. We have leaked set photos. You did that entire 5 hour announcement trailer of just names on a seat. You did the whole Comic Con. It's me. And the Russo brothers looking like, oh, we need money. Netflix is not going really well. They dragged us back. Their movies suck. Our movies suck. We only
Electric
work well
State.
together.
Electric State didn't do so well.
Electric State bombed again, along with the other movies that we've done. Only Netflix will. So, and then you have one of the Russo brothers just looking like
Hmm.
the entire time. Which, by the way, I've met him. That's just his resting face. That's
Oh yeah.
literally just how he looks. But it's so magical when it's like you drag this dude back on to the Marvel lot, along with Robert Downey Jr., who had the best death that you could ask for as Iron Man. Everyone cried. Pepper Potts was there holding his hand. Parker was a hot mess. You know, you did all of this emotionally just to bring him back. And now after I'm watching Galactus, who's again having me have heart attacks because things that are big scare me. I'm sitting there like, oh my god, how did they create that? I want to know how they created Galactus. I want to know how you came about with the production with these building designs. But no, here comes Doctor Doom and that old raggedy mask. And so, which to me reminded me of that scene. Remember Snow White, just in general, and the witch with the apple? And she's like,
Yeah.
aha! That's
Mhm.
kind of what it reminded me of. We got the hood, and then the baby's like, ah! And I'm sitting here and I'm like, it's the baby. The baby would have known that he was probably evil. What are we doing? Why is Sue just standing there with her ball of energy? Is he going to kidnap the baby? Is he going to have a conversation? And this is what aggravates me even more. They never follow up on the scenes that they show as teasers.
Yeah, lately they
Never.
haven't been. So nothing gets connected. So like, well, so
The only
go ahead. Finish
except
it.
for like the original phase, because remember Thor's
Yeah, of
hammer was
course.
in Iron Man, and then it was like,
Mhm.
oh, here's Thor's hammer of the
Mhm.
scene of us digging it up. They have not done this recently.
Mhm.
When I can't remember the last end credit scene that actually paid attention to what happened. Remember when we had Brave New World? The end credit was the Fantastic Four has entered into the universe. We didn't see that. They're just living their lives.
I don't think
literally, if
I
you
don't
took
I don't think they connected anything since possibly like Avengers Infinity War, cuz everything was alluding to Infinity War. So once Infinity War happened, it was almost like, okay, why let's just do the end credits because now it's just a trend at this point. But what are we connecting to? Because they didn't even know what they were doing with Kang, for that matter. They were messing up with Kang every which way. So anything that connected to Kang wasn't properly followed up either, because they dropped the ball with him also.
remember that whole Council of Kings, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god, there's so many kings. What's going on?
and now
Oh,
nothing.
nothing. And then you try to cover your behind with the multiple. You got what is his name? Bo DeMayo, and trying to refute everything that Kevin Feige said, which like, oh, we knew midway that it wasn't going to work, and Bo was like, nah, we knew this because I had to do the whole X-Men
I
thing,
love Bo
that he
for
was going to
how
work.
he loves making waves. He'll tell you straight up what he thinks. I love his opinions on stuff.
So I'm just like, okay. And then how many times have we seen they have interviews was like, yeah, we just threw that together at the last moment. Even James Gunn, oh, Infinity Stones, what the heck is that? Yeah, I just wrote that in like for 3 minutes on a Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon while I was
Yep.
playing with my dog, and that was the entire basis for the entire Stones. So to me, it's just like, remember, and they said how they was one of the films. I think it was Fantastic Four. One of them, the directors or something said, yeah, they just slapped that on at the end. We didn't even know that was there. What are we doing? We're not thinking.
Yeah.
It's not something
They
you're
want to
not
build
connecting anymore.
an artificial hype without any of the substance. That's what they're doing at this point.
Exactly. And how amazing would it have been? Fantastic Four comes out, I forgot, but it comes out this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So San Diego Comic Con is this weekend. Wouldn't have been, at least for me, and this is when we announce our next project, Avengers Doomsday, as
Yeah.
Fantastic Four is playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of giving us the next 5 years of titles, which by the way, they did last time as well. That's why we got the Kang Dynasty and whatever the other Kang movie was supposed to be. But now those are scrapped because you told us so far in advance, and then look
Blade.
what happened. And Blade. And they announced Blade.
Y'all paraded that black man on that stage.
So
Got
now
us
you
all
got
happy and excited.
you got 3 movies canceled now because you're announcing things way too early. Like, we want to be hyped, but we want to not like be disappointed also. So yeah, you're absolutely right. They could have announced Doomsday this weekend after Fantastic Four came out and be like, hey, by the way, Doom is going to be our next big bad after Thanos, and look who we signed in as Dr. Doom. And then more hype begins to build because of that, because of Robert Downey Jr. and whatnot. But instead, we got a stupid 3-second end credit thing, which, by the way,
Which wasn't even.
go ahead. Which wasn't what?
No, I was going to probably say it was just probably a random stand-in. He
Oh
wasn't
yes,
even
that too. That
he
too.
Probably wasn't even filmed or announced.
100%, 100% guarantee that. Yep. Absolutely. So here's my theory about what they were alluding to with this. In the comics, Secret Wars has started because Doctor Doom had absorbed the powers of a all-powerful being called the Beyonder. And after he became what he calls himself as God Emperor Doom, he wants to mesh all of the worlds together and kind of destroy everything else and just have one universe so you can become God of just that one universe and stuff. And in order to do that, he needed a all-powerful being called uh, so
Jesus.
Adam Man, Adam something. I can't remember. Like, wow, it's been so long now. He can literally turn into like an atomic particle. He can be a normal size, but he could also
Not the
turn as
same
size of
Adam
this.
from Guardian of the Galaxy.
No. Atom as in like ATOM.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember his name right now, but oh, sorry, not Adam, Molecule Man. There you go. So his name's Molecule Man. So Molecule Man, he is able to replicate himself, and he has replicating himself to the point where every version of himself in every universe is literally himself. There is no other version of Molecule Man. Every version of Molecule Man that's in every universe is actually the same person. And he's like the MacGuffin of the comics. So Dr. Doom is trying to use the power of this guy to destroy all the other universes, and so he could just be the god of just the one. I think Franklin is going, because obviously they didn't do anything. They haven't introduced Molecule Man. They haven't done any development with Molecule Man in MCU. I think Franklin is taking his place. I think Franklin is going to be the MacGuffin of Secret Wars. I think Franklin's going to be the all-powerful being that Doom wants in order for him to take over the universe, pretty much. Either that, or my second runner-up prediction is that it's Scarlet Witch. And the reason why is because Scarlet Witch is just as powerful, and it's already been mentioned that she's a Nexus being. So she's pretty much like she's connected to all of the universe already. So they could use her as well in that sense. I don't know, but that's my prediction. It's one of those two guys, which is why Doom has an interest in Franklin at the end credits.
Well, it would have to be Franklin.
Yeah.
Unless Scarlet Witch is like, not this, baby. I've been through this before. And help Sue.
She becomes a good guy. Yeah.
That would be really interesting. And see, I like that. And is anyway Galactus involved in that? Because Galactus is not dead. He's just yeeted to another universe.
Mm-hmm.
Is he involved?
No.
So do you think that there's going to be another Galactus appearance, or is he done?
I would theatrically, I think he's just done. Like in the comics, he shows up a billion times for many different reasons. But I don't think they would really need him for anything unless they just think of some artificial reason to introduce him back in to either to help or to side with Doom or something like that. But I don't see him needing to come back in anyway. Especially when after Secret Wars, Kevin Feige had already said Secret Wars we're resetting the MCU. We're gonna eventually start recasting people for Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and all of that stuff eventually after Secret Wars. So you would have to restart things with Galactus. Yeah, I agree. That's another thing too. You just shut the hell up. Please just give us our stories. That's all we want to know.
Just give us stories and stop telling us your 20-year plan. We don't need to know everything and how it connects to everything. And this is very frustrating at this point. No, here's my thing with this is that I was extremely disappointed with that end credit scene. Again, it just should not have existed at all. And even if you were to make the announcement of there being a Doom, I was so disappointed in the fact that there wasn't any kind of engagement with Doom, even if he had the mask on and you changed his voice, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to sound like Tony Stark with the mask on.
that we
He's
know
gonna
of.
sound like some other kind of figure. That we're at least assuming. I don't know anymore. Um, Twister was some type of. If you're gonna put in that scene, put in an end credit scene that actually makes sense to us.
They
Nothing
teased
to me
them.
really made sense.
They
Yeah.
teased them in the movie, by the way. I don't know if you noticed when they were in like the world leaders organization meeting that they had. They showed Latveria, the sign, little
Yes, I was.
placard.
That's what I wanted to ask
So
you.
we do know that not only that Latveria exists, that means Doctor Doom exists because he creates
Explain
Latveria.
Latveria.
He that's where he's from. He's the king of Latveria. That's so Black Panther has Wakanda, Namor has Atlantis, Doctor Doom has Latveria. So is his domain. But the seat was empty, so he didn't show up in the world leaders meeting. So he must exist in that world, I assume. That's where he's coming from. But they
Is
didn't
it
show
Doctor
him.
Doom Doom or another variation of Doom?
We don't know. We don't know.
See what I mean by this being so frustrating? I meant to ask you about that country and then I forgot. I was like, it's Latvia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that entire seat was supposed to be a Doctor Doom version in that seat, which he never arrives. So therefore, when we do see him at the end, it's just that should have just been the teaser for Doctor Doom instead of him appearing with Franklin. It's so frustrating. And you know that they filmed this way before they announced Robert Downey Jr., which just makes it even more frustrating. But yeah, the other credit scene didn't bother me so much. It was just a cartoon version of
Yeah,
Fantastic
no,
Four.
that upset me.
But then it had Doom turning it off. Why are you upset about that?
Because you wasted more of my time for end credit scenes that has nothing to do with anything. Like I didn't care for another like this end credit scene was actually longer than the mid credit scene. And it also again gave me no substance, no hype, no nothing whatsoever. I don't care whose hand it was that turned off the TV. Like nothing happened. You wasted another 5 minutes of my time. I like, mind you, for me, this is me speaking for myself specifically, but mind you, I'm watching a midnight showing of this. So it's 2 a.m. and I want to fucking go home. I am tired and I got a 45-minute drive home. So
Ooh.
no, why are you wasting my time? Stop. Get rid of these end credit scenes. It's a stupid trend at this point.
Well, I completely agree with you. Not even the hand. Woo. No, I agree with you. I did like the fact that they paid homage to the cartoon, I guess. But other than that, it was a complete waste. So overall, what would you score Fantastic Four?
Out of what, like a 10?
I guess we keep it five. Don't need to go up to
Keep
a
it a
hundred or
5.
anything.
If it was a 100, if it was a 5, I would give it a. I'd give it a 4. Oh, that's funny. I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.
Ha. Ha 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 ha. I shall beat you and give it a 4.4. No, it's a 4.5. So 4.5 stars. But I'll take down
Okay.
one just to go with the fours. No, I thought it was good. It had some issues, not every issue, but I'm telling you that mid credit scene just made me angry.
Mm-hmm,
It was a
mm-hmm.
mid credit scene, and the fact that we didn't get Galactus in his full like if that is the last time we're gonna see Galactus, and this is another thing that bothers me. I don't want to wait until like, oh, the next movie we'll see this. So when I ask, oh, do you think Galactus is gonna appear again? Because then it's like maybe we'll see his full powers.
Yeah, but that's
Aha!
that's
And
the
then
fault of us being fans that are hyping, or we're overhyping ourselves up with situations like that. And that's the problem with the internet too, is that we make all these assumptions and theories and supposed leaks and all that stuff, and then we get disappointed towards the end. Are you cut off?
you hear me?
Yeah, you
Can
go.
you hear me?
Yep.
No, my thing is also a problem with Marvel itself because it puts all these movies in front of us, which then allows us to go and guess.
You cut off again.
Just stop talking, then maybe it'll be perfectly fine. But it didn't do that. So that is
Mm-hmm.
how we also get in trouble as well. You like the entire. You look at what we
Cut off again.
of what was going to happen. I cut off again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
All these different assumptions is what we think is going to happen, and it ends up being an actual mess.
Yeah, no,
So
I agree.
mine would be
It's
that's just yeah,
partially Marvel's fault. Yes, on top of that, but like
yeah.
I still put the blame on us as well that because the thing is that I also see it in a sense because I'm a big gamer. And when I'm playing games that I've invested a lot of time in, and they come out with like new DLCs, you start making these assumptions about the DLCs, and like you overhype the game to an extent where it's just like it better be this or else. And now when you play the game, you're like, well, this is a piece of shit because this is not what I was expecting at all. And it's the same thing with the Marvel and DC movies to an extent. But it's the same thing with the Marvel movies. It's just like they announce these things and introduce these things, and sometimes there's set leak photos and announcing things too early. So it's like we overhype these things to the point where it's like you're gonna get disappointed no matter what. On top of that, you're a comic book fan and you're expecting things to go exactly like the comics. You're going to be disappointed.
Going to say is that it was just, overall, it could be a very frustrating experience dealing with Marvel or sometimes movies in general. And James Gunn was right in the sense of don't announce projects until you have a script complete.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I'm starting to think about when it comes to that. It's very simple. Just don't say anything. People are already invested in you, so we know that we're going to get something. Just wait until you have the script, and then you can start greenlighting and filming. And and not to say that DC Studios is perfect either, because they had to cancel a couple things as well until they, the script is not scripting.
Mm-hmm.
So just overall in general, I just think that it's a lesson for any studio. Just stop announcing things. Just give us a script.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think their plan is coming up to lead into Doomsday? Because there is literally nothing. We don't have any Marvel movies coming up until next year at this point. The next thing coming up is supposedly Spider-Man, and that's supposed to be a street level movie. And then after that is Doomsday. So all we have to look forward to are TV shows. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So all we have to look forward to are TV shows. But are these TV shows going to connect to a blockbuster movie?
I don't think so anymore. I think that originally that was the plan. And remember Kevin Feige he did the press conference interview where he's like, "This is the plan." Yeah. And so I think, during the time when they originally had the other Chris guy, I forgot the name of the original. Remember, Bob Iger left and he replaced him with his successor, and the successor basically bombed.
Yeah.
And then they had to beg Bob Iger to come back, and the whole thing was like, we're stretched too far. We've stretched too thin. We're no longer a trusted brand because we're just a hot mess right now and had to input 20 different shows and everything was just a mess. They're scaling back where it's going to be like one movie a year, which I think is fine, along with maybe 2 TV shows.
And that's the thing. I agree with you. I think they need to scale back because they're flooding the market, and that's why we're losing so much interest in this universe. But how do you start? Fantastic Four started the new phase. So how do you start this phase by teasing Doctor Doom for 3 seconds, and then all of a sudden all you're doing is just leading up to Doomsday? Like there's no in between. There's no build up like they did with Infinity War. Like they introduced, a stone here, a character there. Thanos will kind of make a cameo every now and then in the end credit scenes, and it led up to something. But it seems like all they did was tease Doom for 3 seconds, and now we're gonna get literally nothing up until Doomsday.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly, for me at least, it's perfectly fine because you don't need the 20 different movies and TV shows to watch something to connect to what's going on with Doom. And as much as I hated the end credit, you just introduce, hey, Doom is next. And then you just have to wait and see what they do with that. So I don't have a problem with there not being all these other different movies or TV shows that just shows the progression of Doom. And as you stated before, we have the internet. We have multiple videos. It's like, hey, this is what this means. So deal with it. And do your own research, and in that way you have enough time to prepare for when Secret Wars comes out or Doomsday comes out. And it'll all explain, because then again, remember how we also talked about that with the Captain America Brave New World end credit with the brain dude who turned green, and he was like, they're coming.
Yeah.
Do you want more of
We didn't even know
that?
what they meant by that. No, because I
We
didn't even know
what
who he
they
meant by
that.
that. Yeah.
Exactly. So that is the only option that we have when it comes to end credits in Marvel and movies. They're coming. They're arriving. Or do you want to watch remember when that movie opened with Hulk basically getting his behind beat, he went to the Sanctorium to Doctor Strange and be like, they're here.
Yeah.
And we knew exactly what he was talking about because we saw them on the screen, and guess what? They arrived, as opposed to like in 1990 they're here, and then in 2000 they finally arrive. I don't want to wait another 10 years.
Tell me if you agree with this. I think now that we know that there is no more teasers to lead up to Doomsday, it makes me rethink what the end credit scene for Thunderbolts was. Because remember the Thunderbolts
was
at the end credits, we got a tease of the Fantastic Four ship coming into their orbit.
Yeah, we got the ship.
I think Doom kidnapped Franklin and is on that ship, and it leads to Fantastic Four trying to follow him, and that brings Doom into 616 universe.
So we're looking at it too literally. We're looking at it as a straight line instead of looking at it as the overall picture.
Yeah.
So then therefore when that green guy was like, they're coming. So when the green guy said they're coming, they could actually already be here. They've arrived.
Yeah.
Look at you giving hope and promise to MCU. Oh my God, did you just save this entire franchise?
No, definitely not. I'm waiting for the reset. I'm ready for the reset.
See, that is one way to here's the excuse to why we have terrible end credit scenes. Nothing is in order.
Mm-hmm.
So, haha. So then when he turns off the TV, whose TV is he really turning off? Is it all a movie? Which universe is their TV turned off?
The whole thing
Maybe that's the TV. The whole thing was a dream. Or that is the universe that he has to go and destroy.
The whole universe was a dream. Yeah.
Look at you. So that works in that regard. Look at you being smart. And so, yeah, you don't know about the entire press conference and plan that he did?
Who?
Kevin Feige.
Oh, tidbits, not the entirety. No.
Yeah, well, there's some good stuff coming. Hopefully, I don't know. He could just be talking to talk. Because remember, Kang and its Dynasty, but they knew halfway through filming Ant-Man that it wasn't going to work out.
That was such a stupid
but
comment.
you announced.
Yeah, that is a bullshit comment.
So terribly done. Yeah. So yeah, I guess basically that is it for our Fantastic Four review and his review of Doomsday. And he didn't kidnap Franklin, and he is on the ship. I have never thought of that. That makes perfect sense. You're giving us hope. So then, yeah, I have been your host, Dana, along with the brainiac over there, Danny Martinez.